Hello everyone, it's Tana and welcome back to my channel. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm showing you here all the Christmas related or holiday related stamp sets that have come out from Rabbit Hole in the past few months and the paper pad. And we're going to make some holiday cards today. So today I concentrate on the one-line stamps, the holly, the reindeer, the snow person. And we're going to do a little bit of playing with some alcohol inks, for lack of a better term. So I have some heavyweight heat-resistant acetate here, and I really do love the way these all turned out. I did not end up using these, per se, on the cards, but I did save them for future use. I'm trying here to go for, we all know you can't control alcohol inks, but I'm trying to do it so that when I heat emboss the image, you kind of have red where the berries are for the holly and green where the leaves are. The snowman was different. That didn't really matter where the colors went, and I chose purples and blues for him or her, whichever you prefer. Now I didn't show you every panel I made. I made some on Yupo, some on poster board, and then some on the heat resistant acetate. And I'm just showing you here my process, laying down some of the colors, not all of them, but some of them. This one has mostly alcohol pearls in it. I did use some of those. I pulled out some of the alloys, not mixatives, but alloys, but I don't think I used any of them. And if you do use your acetate pieces, you want to heat emboss on the side that's smooth, where you did not put the alcohol ink, so just keep that in mind. It just looks better, and honestly I don't know what heating up the actual alcohol ink would do if you chose to heat emboss on the rough side. Now for this one's a little bit more difficult, trying to do a color for the antlers, color for his face, and then his nose. But you know, a couple of them turned out okay. They were still usable. Like I said, there's really not much control in the world of alcohol inks, at least not for me. Anybody who has successfully found a way to control them, please let me know, because I do not like giving up control. I wonder how many people say that. Yeah, it's not one of my, I love alcohol inks, but I don't feel at ease when I play with them because I don't like losing control of what I'm trying to do. So, and there's another panel there. Now I'm just going to show you everything I did. I even used like my scraps of acetate. And now we're going to do some heat embossing. Now I can't say I didn't use any of the acetate pieces. I did. These rectangular pieces that I'm about to use here. But I did not alcohol ink blend on these. These were going to turn into shaker cards. So I powdered up both sides of the acetate. And we're going to go in and heat emboss. I think I do the holly and the snowman with gold embossing powder, and the snow person with silver. Now you're going to ask me, why did I bother leaving in all that alcohol ink blending? Like I said, I planned on doing cards, and I left it in case I made the cards before the video comes out, and I just wanted to show the cards at the end. As of right now, filming this voiceover, I still don't know if those cards will be at the end of the video. I've been sick a lot lately, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, guys. But at least you saw the process if the cards come out like on Instagram later or something like that. For the snow person, I kind of bent his line so it looked like he was sitting on a hill. So now we're going to take some stencils. Now this one I cut apart. And we're going to dry emboss with them. Most of them are retired, but you could already have these Rabbit Hole design stencils in your stash. One of them I believe is on clearance. I will check it. If it is, I'll let you know in the description box below. There's all the pieces I ended up heat embossing over the alcohol ink. And now here are all my dry embossed pieces and this type of die that I chose to cut the shaker window out with. So now I'm going to go in with the Candy Twist stencil. and just do some simple ink blending, holding that down with my magnets on my glass board. And I just line that stencil up where it was lined up for the dry embossing. That way all the white that you will see when you lift the stencil is debossed into the panel. And the color is raised. It gives it a nice dimensional look. And then I'm going to use that same stencil again with green for the second panel. And I believe I list the colors. If not, I'm pretty sure you can clearly see them. I might go back through and put the colors on the screen for you guys. Grass skirt, and I believe the last one was rouge or rocking red. And the last one is flirty fuchsia, and I'm using the circles and stars stencil. And this guy, I'm sure you can guess, will be for the snowman. Really simple stencil or ink blending. And these were all dry embossed first. Okay, so now we're going to line up all our acetate panels. And I'm just going to glue those into place. And set those aside to dry. And now I'm showing you what I'm using for the backgrounds. Now for the reindeer, I just used the cutout that came from cutting out the window. For the snowman, I'm using a piece of that alcohol inked panel that I did previously. And for the holly, I'm using a piece of the pattern paper. So you could figure out where your paper goes behind the shaker window before you put the acetate on. I just kind of hold it in place, line it up, and then trace around it. It works just as well. And I'm just going to tape those in place with some double-sided adhesive. I added a little bit of glue to this one. And this one is for the reindeer. And then some more double-sided adhesive for this one. Now this alcohol ink panel was on poster board. If you use poster board, you got to use the shiny side when you use alcohol inks. Otherwise it'll just soak through. Now I'm going to double up my foam tape and start laying down the foam for my shaker cards. Really simple. And for this 1/4 inch pieces, I just cut those in half lengthwise after doubling them up. And where your shaker bits are going to go, you just want to make sure that there's no open areas so that your shaker bits can escape out of your card. You don't want that. So I pre-mixed all of these going through my stash. And I put red and gold and pink and just a little bit of like iridescent in that one, and some seed beads, clear and red seed beads. And then we'll put some glue on our foam tape and adhere that to the back panel. Don't shake it till it's dry. Trust me on this. Don't want your shaker bits sticking to the wet glue on the sides. And this one has some green, some gold, and a little bit of red to represent the berries. Same thing, add some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to the foam tape. That ensures it's going to stay in place, but it also gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I get it in the wrong spot. And then for the snowman, we have some purple and blue, some clear iridescent snowflakes, and some seed beads. And the same thing. Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. Put the panel in place. And now we need to come up with some sentiments before we put these on there. Oh, I guess we're going to put them on their corresponding, can't speak, card bases first. So I chose red for the reindeer, green for the holly, and I believe white for the snowman. White or light gray? White. It's white. Now we're going to put some frames on those shaker panel windows. This one is cut out of the alcohol inked panels again. And then I just cut the other two out of green cardstock and red cardstock. And I aimed for making those colors match their bases, not their ink blended panels. Oh, this one I did not use red. I chose to use the tonic glitter cardstock. And here's another what the fork moment. I think this might become a staple in my videos. I could not find my embossing powder tool anywhere. It's like it just got away and walked away from my desk. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I don't heat emboss without my powder tool. So I got out a Q-tip and my refill powder bottle and just used the Q-tip to spread the powder out. 2 days later, I found my powder tool under the computer desk. Jackson was hiding it and playing with it. So I can only pray he did not touch the bristles. But as of the voiceover, it's been working just fine. So I heat embossed those, gold for the reindeer and the holly, silver for the snowman. And I also, like this one has some glitter cardstock behind it to tie in the frame around the shaker panel, or the shaker window. It says Merry Christmas. The holly one says fa la 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 la, but I broke it up. So some of it's up above on the top left, and some of it's on the bottom right. And I added a couple little gold dots with a Pear Blossom Press gold gel pen. And there's those two cards. And then for that last guy, I decided to heat emboss on vellum with the silver, and I made a Flirty Fuchsia panel. I put some double-sided adhesive on the vellum and then stuck that right onto the purple panel, and then I rounded out the corners. And it still looked a little thick to me, so I ended up trimming it down and then rounding the corners again. Use my T-ruler. Guess I didn't that time. Laid that down. And that's it, guys. 3 shaker cards from the one-line stamps. Hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Rabbit Hole Designs email to be aware of all the new releases, and sign up for the Facebook group, and check us out on Instagram for inspiration daily from the design team and brand ambassadors. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now, guys.